Okay, today is Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. The time is 3:48 p.m. I will now call the Policy Committee meeting to order. Ms. Kenny, is there a quorum present?
Yes, there is.
All right, please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Any discussion? Discussion? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes. Today we have review of policies only. So these, as a reminder, these policies are being reviewed as part of the 3-year review cycle, and we will look at the entire policy. So with that being said, is there a motion to approve sending policy 401, equal employment opportunity, to the school board with no changes?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Any discussion?
Of course. Right?
Okay.
I'm the troublemaker. Okay, with policy 401, under 2A, it's notes. They talk about sexual orientation includes having or being perceived as having a self-image or identity not traditionally associated with one's biological maleness or femaleness. That's a Minnesota statute. Also under that, if you can go on a little bit, under that same statute, it said a person may be attracted to men, women, both who are genderqueer, androgynous, or have other gender identities. I guess I'm concerned about this because not all agree with the definition above regarding sexual orientation. In fact, some may feel that sexual orientation is defined as male or female. Those who feel this way are offended by the definition of the term as it presently states in this policy. This is not being inclusive or fair to those with a religious belief system or creed, and may be interpreted as a violation of Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. The act states that no one can violate a person's religious freedom. So I'm having a little problem here. Further, policy 401 also states it is unlawful to discriminate on the basis of creed or religion. Therefore, I'm asking to amend this paragraph to exclude the wording gender identity or expression and add in its place as defined by male or female. That's my amendment.
Right, so you're proposing an amendment to remove gender identity and replace it with maleness or femaleness?
Correct.
Okay. All right, so a motion has been placed out. Is there a second? Is there a second? Is there a second? All right. The amendment fails due to a lack of second. One thing I did forget, we are still in discussion phase. One thing I did forget to mention with this, with 401, is this is referred to as a mandatory policy. So, any further discussion around policy 401? Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor, please signify of sending policy 401 to the school board with no changes. Please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
So the motion passes, was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 1. Is there a motion to approve sending policy 402, disability non-discrimination policy, to the school board with no changes?
So moved.
All right, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Discussion. I will say now at the beginning, this also is a mandatory policy. Any discussion? Third call for discussion. All right, hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes. Is there a motion to approve sending policy 403, discipline, suspension, and dismissal of school district employees to the school board with no changes?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Discussion. 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 All right, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes. Is there a motion to approve sending policy 404, employment background checks, to the school board with no changes?
So move.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Discussion. 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 Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes. Is there a motion to approve sending policy 408, subpoena of a school district employee, to the school board with no changes?
So moved.
Did I miss one?
404.1.
Oh, I'm sorry, 404.1. All right, so let me back up.
Very important
I
policy.
strike that. Is there a motion to approve sending policy 404.1, staff admission to school events, to the school board with no changes?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Discussion.
I never heard of this policy before.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so for
Well,
those of you,
You
this is
didn't
a
know that?
very short policy.
It's a very short one, and it's very important to us.
You didn't know that?
No.
And this is not an MSBA policy, but it basically says that fees for admission to district-sponsored extracurricular events shall be waived for staff members presenting their current valid school-issued identification badge. All right, it goes on to talk about who it's good for, but I do want to caution, Wendy, I do want to caution, athletic tournaments, invitationals, conference meets, section tournaments meets, and specific fundraising events are excluded and not covered by this policy.
But retirees are.
Retirees are covered, you are correct, yes, they are.
Oh, what?
All right.
Are you going to be retired?
All right, any further discussion?
Maybe this should get out to a few of the staff. I don't know. That you didn't know about that. That's just, we need to know about things.
Well, it was the retirement part
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
read into. I knew about that policy.
Oh,
It was
you
just
did, okay.
Upon retirement.
Yeah.
I apologize.
So maybe we need to give it to the Faribault area retired teachers.
Okay. I can look at doing that.
Yeah, that would be great.
Good policy.
Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes. Now, is there a motion to approve sending policy 408, subpoena of a school district employee, to the school board with no changes?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Discussion? 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 All right, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes. Is there a motion to approve sending policy 410, family and medical leave policy, to the school board with no changes?
So move.
All right, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Discussion, I will say this is a mandatory policy. All right. Any further discussion?
Again, okay. Yeah, I'm looking at policy 410, Roman numeral 7B. It says this policy will be reviewed at least annually for compliance with state and federal law. I would like to note that federal law does supersede state and local laws. And regarding its paragraph, Roman numeral 3, it's the last part of the sentence. So I'd like to propose an amendment to remove the last part of the sentence from this paragraph, starting with this definition includes, that's on page 4. I said, I'd like to reiterate, those who feel that marriage is between a man and a woman are offended by the definitions presently stated in this policy. This is not being inclusive or fair to those with religious belief systems or creeds that marriage is between a man and a woman and may be interpreted as a violation of Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and Executive Order 14190. I state again, federal law supersedes state and local laws. So that is.
Are you making an amendment or
Yes,
just a
I
statement?
think I said that.
So you're looking to change,
Yes, just to remove that last part that this definition includes from there on in.
so your amendment is to strike the last sentence of the paragraph under letter 3I.
Correct.
Okay. Is there a second? Is there a second? Is there a second? Right, so the amendment motion fails for not receiving a second. So back to discussion for 410, family and medical leave policy.
So, for clarity's sake, I had sent you an email a few days back, just ensuring that this all merges together correctly with the Paid Family Medical Leave Act that begins in Minnesota. And per Nicole, I believe, it does.
Yes, so currently it does. We will need to look as items change around that in the upcoming year, either from the implementation of it or from any changes at the legislature to the statute, whether it will, it'll need updated. My guess is that this one will be back sooner rather than later, okay? Any further discussion? Third call? All right, hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No?
All right, motion passes 7-1. Is there a motion to approve sending policy 415, mandated reporting of maltreatment of vulnerable adults, to the school board with no changes?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Discussion.
So under general statement of policy, there should be a space between section and the statute number.
Okay. We can see if that's on their end or if that's on us.
Where was that, Cassie? I'm sorry.
Page 1, item 2A.
Did you get that, Jamie? Okay.
It could be
The
my
typo,
eyes,
right?
too.
Sometimes it's the printer, sometimes it's the actual electronic copy, and sometimes we honestly get it from them like that, so it just depends. So, further discussion? And third call for discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes. Is there a motion to approve sending policy 417, chemical use and abuse, to the school board with no changes?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Discussion, I will start off the discussion by saying this is a mandatory policy. Second call for discussion. And final call for discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by.
I'm sorry, what are we on, 417?
417.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was looking at that. Yeah, I do have something under 4F. It said, any minor may give effective consent for medical, mental, and other health services to determine the presence of or to treat conditions associated with alcohol and other drug abuse, and the consent of no other person is required. That's on page 4. In a memo earlier this month, I asked the question, clinics are denying parents access to records as young as 12. Is that happening and are we compliant? And this was the answer. There's no blanket age 12 rule in statute. Some clinics are adolescent confidentiality practices around age 12, which is consistent with clinical guidelines. But legally, the type of service and consent pathway determines parental access. So the rule above is what health finders and school-based clinics in Minnesota must follow. So what I'm seeing is, so nothing in Minnesota statute, but within adolescent confidentiality practices, children as young as age 12 can consent for medical, mental, and other health services for treatment of alcohol and drug abuse without parental knowledge or consent. I believe this is a blatant tactic to take away parental responsibilities and rights. And given the above, I am asking that we delete that entire paragraph, and that is an amendment. Thank you.
So you want to delete all of, was that 4F?
Yes.
Okay. All of 4F consent. Correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Is there a second to the amendment to delete 4F consent from policy 417? Is there a second? Third call for a second. Hearing none, amendment motion fails for not receiving a second. We're still on third call for discussion.
I'd just like to read out loud the paragraph about state law. State law permits schools to provide these services to minor students without the consent of a parent. However, if a school district provides these or other services pursuant to a grant received under the Student Support and Academic Enrichment Grants Law, this funding could be jeopardized if the requirements of the federal law to obtain prior written informed consent from the parent of each child who is under 18 is not obtained.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
All right, motion passes 7-1. Is there a motion to approve sending policy 420, students and employees with sexually transmitted infections and diseases and certain other communicable diseases and infectious conditions to the school board with no changes?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Discussion?
I'd like to ask for clarification on equal access. It says on 422.e, the student participation in non-academic, extracurricular, and non-education programs of the school district are subject to a requirement of equal access and comparable services. So equal access, I'm assuming that a student with a highly communicable disease that may be endangering our students will not be allowed to play, correct? If that is the case, are there comparable services offered? I think I sent this to you in an email a while back.
I apologize, I don't remember receiving this in an email, but I will check my email
Okay.
when I get back to my office.
Sometimes my computer does funny things too, so it may be on my end.
So the piece is stated, student participation in non-academic, extracurricular, and non-educational programs of the school district are subject to a requirement of equal access and comparable services. And your question is?
Well, I'm assuming if a student has a highly contagious disease that they can't play, but at some point maybe, what are the comparable services? Because I think we need to be equitable here. So if they can't play, what can we do for them?
So if they can't play, my understanding from this is
Yeah,
that.
that's what I clarified.
If they can't, so if it's that a student has a disease or a situation that is going on that they can't be in contact, so
Right.
wrestling comes to mind.
Okay, yeah.
All right, a student that has ringworm, very common in wrestling, they cannot go out and wrestle until they are cleared by a medical professional to wrestle. All right, my understanding of this is that it doesn't mean that they can wrestle somewhere else or in a different program. What it means is that they can still be part of the team.
Part of the team, okay.
They can still have that experience, but they can't participate in the actual contact that would potentially spread their condition.
Yeah, thank you for that clarification, because I was a little bit concerned about that. And also, part of that email too is in Roman numeral 2I.10, the program, and I'll read it, the program must be consistent with the health and wellness curriculum. Does this include partnering with Health Finders then? That was part of the email too. And also the WISC program?
So we need to go back to, it says, go back to 2I. So what is your question?
Well, I said, does this include, it said the program must be consistent with the health and wellness curriculum. And does this include partnering with the Health Finders? Is that part of the curriculum or the WISC program?
No, but partnerships are not part of our curriculum.
Okay, but the WISC?
Partnerships in any way are not part of our
Well,
curriculum.
with the Wellness Committee, we do have a WISC program, whole child, whole school, whole community, whole child. So before I vote on this, I'd like to know about the health and wellness curriculum. We need to define what this is. What is it? And if I may, I'm just going to, and actually, a constituent did a lot of research on this, and she sent this to me, the whole thing. Under the Wellness Committee guidelines, now Faribault Public Schools is implementing the whole school, whole community, whole child approach. So WISC is coming under the umbrella of the wellness policy, which I think we have authority over policies. And it was developed with the assistance of the CDC and the ASCD. The ASCD is a global organization designed to meet the needs of all students equitably and wholly. And I think that's a good thing. But I'm concerned about some things about the WISC referral system, specifically the sexual health services. And a couple of the goals, and again, this was given to me by a constituent that's very concerned about what's happening in our schools. A couple of goals are to increase referral of students, this is a quote, to school-based and community-based sexual health services providers for sexually active adolescents and increase the number of sexually active adolescents receiving key sexual health services through school plus community-based providers. So I think part of the concern here is, so in addition to the school, the community is now involved, and I guess they're thinking that this should be more in the parents' realm. And so when I look through this, I've got three major concerns and questions. First, the WISC referral system allows students to make self-referrals, taking it out of the hands of parents. Secondly, all staff, including office personnel, security, janitors, coaches, will participate in the referral system, everyone. And the question is asked, are these persons qualified to make referrals? And most states now allow minors to consent to sexual health services without parental involvement. There's some restrictions on age, but in fact, according to one research site that was sent to me explicitly, Minnesota explicitly allows all minors to consent to contraceptive services, whatever contraceptive means. Further, the attending physician is not required to inform the minor's parents. So I guess my question and this concern about this some of the people in our community, why are schools even getting into all of these areas such as mental health and sexual health? And I think with our current achievement scores, I think, it was, what was it, 66% in math, or at the 39th percentile and below. It was these FastBridge, sometimes they're a little bit more difficult to read. But shouldn't we be getting back, I guess the concern is, shouldn't we be getting back to the basics by allowing our teachers to read, to teach math, reading, writing, science? I think the person that sent this to me has some very good, very real concerns, and a few other people do too. So getting back to this, before I vote on this, I really want to know what is in the health and wellness curriculum. And I'd like to know statistics. So before I have, because I don't have this, I can't vote on this. So it's not an amendment or anything, it's just a comment.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Second call. Third call for discussion. All right, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No?
All right, motion passes 7-1. Let me see, that was number 20, so we are on, is there a motion to approve sending policy 423, employee, volunteer, student relationships, to the school board with no changes?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Discussion? 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 Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, motion passes. Revision of policies, there are none. New policies, there are none. Next meeting is December 2nd, 2025 at 3:45 p.m. I will now entertain a motion to adjourn. Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
Discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned.